in history? Speak to me. In history, I said.
Okay, it's the Jews.
Yes. Who said Hitler? What did Hitler invent? Because he blamed the financial calamities of Germany, the loss of the war in Germany, World War I loss. He blamed them for everything that went wrong in Germany. Who did he blame? The Jews. And what did he invent? What was it called? We spoke about this last week. What did he invent? What did he make to get rid of them? He gave it a nice name. He gave it a nice name. The final
solution.
Thank you so much. He came up with what? The final solution. And what was the purpose of the final solution? It was the solution to the Jewish problem. Last week that we see during divine service that Trump has a lot of, based on historians as they're looking, there's a lot of parallels with Hitler. It's identical. I wonder, now more so, Trump is uniting church and state to show that. At the prayer breakfast, dedicating the nation on the 17th of May, 2026, on a Sunday to God. Now my question is this, are we in trouble?
Yeah, of course.
Are we in trouble? Without. But now hang on, I spoke to you about trouble from within. I want to see who's paying attention. I spoke to you of trouble within the remnants in connection with Hitler, the Nazis, and the final solution. Remember we spoke, now let me ask you a question. Can you all remember, I'm speaking to you two students. You two students. Yeah, no, I'm talking, no, you was there. I'm talking to your two students. My students I'm studying with every day of the week. Now I want to ask you, I know you're going through your notes now. I can see you scrolling through your notes. I want to ask you, Nathan, tell me.
I answered most of the questions.
All right. Now, okay, I put it out there. I ask both of you now. Tell me, were there any Nazis that escaped Germany after World War II? Did they escape? Tell me, which system got them to escape? Vatican. Thank you so much. So the Vatican got those Nazis to escape. We proved that. And now Ellen White, see, there's a prophecy about this. I'm going to read that prophecy. Not so much about the Nazis, but what's going to happen to the church in connection with that. Now, my question is this. When those Nazis escaped, the Vatican got them to escape. Can you tell me which continent did they escape to? South America. Now, on the point, skip all this. I'm coming back to this economic crisis. Oh, friends, watch it. I skip all this. I skip all that too. Oh, we got a lot to look at. Now watch it. There's the article we covered. Red Cross and Vatican helped thousands of Nazis to escape. There's it there. What was it called? The Red Lines, World War II, after they lost. Two primary routes from Germany to South America developed independently with their operators eventually collaborating. So this Red Lines was the Vatican helping Nazis to escape. Which continent were they going to? South America. We saw that. Now, did the Pope and Hitler work together during World War II? We saw this. Listen, we saw this. I'm running through this to get to what Ellen White saw.
A series of recently opened Vatican archives are shedding new light on the relationship between Pope Pius XII and Adolf Hitler as he led Nazi Germany during World War II. Anna Navaz looks at what we are learning and how it changes our thinking about the Vatican during that time.
Judy, in 2020, the Vatican released millions of documents on Pope Pius XII that were previously hidden from public view. These include transcripts of negotiations between the Pope and Nazis.
Did you hear that? The Pope and Nazis, there were negotiations with them. So the Catholic Church collaborated with Nazis. Now they had the agenda to get rid of Sabbath keepers first, the Jews, to wipe this world out of Sabbath keepers. And then obviously to stop communism. And they saw the Nazis as the power to stop communism and rid Sabbath keepers, the Nazis. You say, what do you mean? Did Hitler, after trying to rid the Jews, did he try to invade Soviet Union and overthrow the Soviet Union? Yes, that's what his next step after killing Jews, let's invade Russia. Now, the communism, let communism fall. And the Pope loved that. Now, my question is this: where did the Vatican send these Nazis to? Which continents? South America. South America. Now I want you to see this. Do you know who's this man? We covered this. Who is this man? Your president. The president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church globally. What is his name? Ayrton Kohler, elected GC president. When was he elected? There's the date there. When was it? July. This article came out July 4th, 2025. But he was elected in 2025. On Friday, July 4th. Where's Ayrton Kohler from? And who is Ayrton Kohler? Kohler, a Brazilian of where? German descent. How did a German get to South America, Brazil? Vatican. 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 The red line. That's how they got there. Through the red line, Germans got, the Nazis got to South America. Very interesting that our current president, regionally German, but South America. You can connect it. I leave it there, you connect the dots. Now, I don't think the man's so much evil, but when the crisis comes, there's a probability of going the wrong way. High probability of taking sides with the system that helped his parents escape consequences. Very much possible. Now you might say, okay, so could there be some sort of loyalty amongst those Germans in South America towards the Vatican? Do you think there could be some sort of loyalty that you helped my parents escape the penalty? Now you say, what was the penalty? Death penalty. All those Nazis who were caught, they went to court and then they would some of them just killed themselves. Even before, while the court trial was going on, they knew, what am I going to court for? The end sentence is death. The high-ranking Nazis, they just killed themselves. While going to court, they eventually just decided, before you all give me the sentence, I'll just do it. Now my question is this: is there loyalty brewing? I'm not saying so much, but could there be loyalty in some members' hearts in this movement to the Vatican? Now look at this and understand this quotation in a much clearer light now. Volume 1 of the Testimonies, 577, paragraph 2. Watch it. Can you see what's that? I intentionally put that picture. Can you see what's that? And the people are moving with the priest there, with the Pope and the prelates. Do you know what that's called? It's called a procession. A procession. A procession is when a mass of Catholics are moving. It can be in a sense of worship, or when they're trying to see the Pope or whoever, there can be a procession. Now, I want you to see what inspiration says in vision. She says, that night I dreamt that I was in Bethel Greek. Now, where was Bethel Greek when the prophet was alive? What was Bethel Greek? The headquarters, our headquarters, the general conference, so to speak. Looking out from the side glass at the door, and I saw a company marching up to the house 2 and 2. They looked stern and determined. I knew them well. Pause. Question: did the prophet know these people who are walking up to the house? How did she? She says, I knew them well. In other words, question: if she knew them well, were they members of the remnant? Yes, they were members of the remnant. I knew them well, and turned to open the parlor door to receive them, but thought I would look again. She's in vision. The scene changed. The company now presented the appearance of a Catholic procession. Help me. From the remnant members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Who does she see? They now become members of what? The Catholic Church. One bore in his hand a cross, another a reed. And as they approached, the one carrying a reed made a circle round the house, saying 3 times, This house is prescribed. The goods must be confiscated. They have spoken against our holy order. Terror seized me. Question. In vision, based on this quotation, are we going to see members of the remnant becoming Catholics and warring against the remnant church? This is what the vision is saying. This is what the vision is saying. May God help us. May God help us as we prepare to meet a storm we have never seen before, where our own members within the movement become our bitterest enemies. The world, one hand, bitterest enemies. That's sad, but there's a sad, unfortunately I have a sadder picture to paint for you. You say, brother, what can be sadder? The world hating me, seeking to kill me. Matthew 24 verse 9. Then my own church members becoming Catholics and telling me that the goods are prescribed, sending me to prison. What